The calendar says June, but my heart says October. So, what a better time than to talk about summer spooks and Summerween? So, after this quick intro, I'll be right back to talk about my plans for June and July. Welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are not new, welcome back and thank you for returning. I am Jen and this is Horror Literati, the space where horror enthusiasts and deep dive analysis merge. So with the intro done, let me go ahead and talk about two events and my personal curriculum tie-in to those events for June and July, and that was a mouthful. So the first event I want to talk about is Summer Spooks. This is hosted by E.D. Lewis. I will link his channel and his announcement video down in the description box below, so please check out that video and be sure to subscribe if you have not done so already. So the event that ED is doing, this is the second annual time he's done it. The first time he did it for himself, and then he had such a good time that he decided to extend it out to all of us, and I am so glad he did. So he has 4 prompts for Summer Spooks. So the first prompt is Summer Lovin', a read that feels like the season or a beach read. So for this one, I have chosen The Flowering of the Strange Orchid by H.G. Wells, which is a short story. So the synopsis, the short, sweet, to the point, because I don't want to spoil myself, it's about an evil orchid. I love that. The second prompt is Nights in White Satin, a read that makes you think of humid, sweaty nights, which is exactly what I'm dealing with in my neck of the woods over here. And so the story, again, a short story, because this event, I should have said when it takes place, from June 21st through July 4th, or you can add July 5th as a bonus day, which I'm going to do. So because I am very busy right now, and because I am, doing a lot of different things, I decided to mostly focus on short stories. So with all that blabbing going, let me talk about what I'm reading for this prompt. And it is The Voice in the Night by William Hope Hodgson. This is about an uncanny story about a ship that is becalmed in fog in the middle of the Pacific. Then the third prompt is Blockbusters, a read that inspired a film or TV show or should be one. So for this one, I'm finally going to dive into Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. So let me quickly pull up that synopsis. I was going to write it down in my notes, but I was like, damn, that's a long synopsis. So pulling up Goodreads to give you the synopsis for Jeff Vandermeer's Annihilation. Area X has been cut off from the rest of the world for decades. Nature has reclaimed the last vestiges of human civilization. The first expedition returned with reports of a pristine Edenic landscape. The second expedition ended in mass taking of their own lives. The third in a hail of gunfire as its members turned on one another. The members of the 11th expedition returned as shadows of their former selves, and within weeks all had died of cancer. In Annihilation, the first volume of Jeff Vandermeer's Southern Reach trilogy, we joined the 12th expedition. This group is made up of 4 women, an anthropologist, a surveyor, a psychologist, the de facto leader, and our narrator, a biologist. Their mission is to map the terrain, record all the observations of their surroundings and of one another, And above all, avoid being contaminated by Area X itself. They arrive expecting the unexpected, and Area X delivers. But it's the surprises that came across the border with them and the secrets that expedition members are keeping from one another that change everything. I am very, very excited to finally get to Annihilation. And prompt number 4 is feel the vibe. Watch a film or TV show that fits well with one of your reads. So I am going to watch the film adaptation of Annihilation. It will be a first time watch for me. And this film came out in 2018 and was directed by Alex Garland. So those are my summer spooks plans. And if you can't tell, I am so excited. So the cool thing too is that my summer personal curriculum, I am finishing or continuing, because I didn't finish it in the spring, with my Gothic, Anthropocene, and the Eco-Gothic personal curriculum. The spine I'm using, the nonfiction book, is Dark Scenes from Damaged Earth, the Gothic Anthropocene, which is edited by Justin D. Edwards, Rune Grawland, and Johan Hugland. So there are a couple of essays that tie in perfectly to my summer spooks reads. So the first one is Lovecraft versus Vandermeer, Post-Human Horror and Hope in the Zone of Exception, written by Rune Grawland. And the second essay that I'm going to be reading is Ethics and Annihilation, Caitlin R. Kiernan, Queering the Weird and Challenges to the Anthropocene by Sarah Wasson. So I'm really excited to read Sarah Wasson's nonfiction piece about Caitlin R. Kiernan. I have only read one of her books, and that book was The Red Tree, which would be considered a botanical horror. I absolutely loved that book and do plan to go to more of Kiernan's work. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Sarah Wasson has to say about her, Kiernan and then Queering the Weird. That's very exciting to me. All right, so now I'm going to talk about my Summerween plans. So Summerween, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you know of Gabby Reads. You're probably subscribed to Gabby Reads. And you know Summerween is an annual summer event that Gabby has been hosting for several years now. So let me talk about the prompts and my selections for Summerween. So Summerween takes place July 3rd through July 9th. So there will be a little overlap for me, well, for anybody who's doing Summer Spooks and Summerween. So the first prompt in Summerween is to read a book in the dark or at night. So for this, I will be reading The Wishing Pool and Other Stories by Tananarive Due. I will also be reading this book to fit prompt 4, which is to read a book with pink on the cover. So let me tell you about The Wishing Pool and Other Stories. The Wishing Pool and Other Stories is a collection of 14 horror, sci-fi, and suspense stories exploring themes of racism, supernatural elements, and inner demons. I have read most of Tananarive Due's books and loved every single one of them. She is one of my favorite authors, so I'm definitely excited to get into this collection. So I'm going to read one book that's going to cover prompts 2, 3, and 5. So let me go ahead and give you those prompts and then give you the book I selected. So prompt number 2 is to read a thriller or horror book. Prompt number 3 is to read a new to you author. Prompt number 5 is to read a book with less than 250 pages. So I'm going to be reading The Bell Chime by Mona Kabani. This book has been sitting in my Kindle waiting on me for a very long time. And let me tell you what The Bell Chime is about. A young woman suffering from paralyzing night terrors finds a missing poster hanging from the door of her apartment building. On that poster, she sees a frighteningly familiar face. So those are my summer spooks and Summerween plans and my summer personal curriculum plan. So let me know if you are participating in summer spooks or Summerween. What are you reading? Even if you're not participating in either of these events, I would still love to know what you're reading, what's been your favorite read of 2026 so far. I also, what have I suddenly developed a terrible British accent? Also, would love it if you would hit like, subscribe, hit that bell so we can keep on talking about the books that we are reading or the books that we hope to read. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you may be, and happy reading.